And full court pressure. Boy, Riedinger has handled the pressure here tonight. 0 turnovers for Preston Riedinger this evening. Pressure here. They're throwing a long ball, and not a good one. And they battle, and Knight comes up with it, and he hands it off to Norris. Norris on the move, cut off, down to Hall. Swinging the right side to Kennedy. Long skip, Williamson for 3. No, and the rebound to Cricky. 3:05 to go, and Riedinger walks it up. Well, you got to get an inside touch here. They get it to Kithier. Kithier to Riedinger. Thought about a 3. Step back 3 for Preston. No. And the rebound to Kennedy. 2:50 to go. Here comes Kennedy weaving, driving, goes off with left hand and scoring. So 2:45 to go. The lead is down to 4, and what do we got? Gary Maxwell calls time as I think a cameraman got run over.
Some piece of equipment came out on the court, but yeah, you had the ball inbounds, and now this lets Loyola set up their press.
Well, a good look for Preston Riedinger, by the way. I mean, he was open, and he couldn't knock down. Valpers missed a couple open threes here. Ball inbound to Riedinger. Pressure here. Kennedy hounds him. With 2:40 to go, Riedinger works his way up to the timeline. He hands it off to Taylor. Pop it out, Kithier with Hall on him. Kithier back to Riedinger. Shot clock down to 12. Riedinger on the right wing. All right, now you got to get to Kobe King, and they clear out. Here comes King, coming down the middle. Fades from 8 feet, came up short, and the rebound tonight. 2:15 to go. Loyola down 4 with the ball. It's Williamson to Knight. Knight holds. Now to Norris. Lobbing for Knight, and Kithier stole the ball. And now, with 2 minutes to go, Valpo's got a 4-point lead on the basketball. Riedinger. Screen from Kithier. Riedinger cut off. He tries it again. Looking down low. Nothing's there. He goes to Kithier. Shot clock down to 12. Kithier on the perimeter. Now he hands it off to Riedinger. Riedinger starts to drive to Cricky. Shot clock to 5. It's Taylor on the move, coming down the lane. Goes up, and what a finish from Kevion Taylor off the glass. And that like a timeout with 1:33 to go. Shot clock winding down, and Kevion Taylor uses the window. And Valpo by 6 with 1:33 to go. This is going to be a full timeout. We are going to take a timeout. Full timeout with 1:33 on the clock. Valpo by 6. Back in 1 minute on the Valpo Sports Network.
TicketSmarter is glad we are back to holding live events. If you are looking to buy tickets to best sports, concerts, and theater events, all at the very best price, look no further than TicketSmarter.com or on the app. Buying tickets at TicketSmarter will help support children in need. For every ticket transaction on TicketSmarter, $1 will be donated to a children's charity. TicketSmarter is proud to be the official ticketing partner of bowl season. TicketSmarter, a smarter way to buy tickets.
Yo, this is your cup holder talking. The little round thing between your car seats. Now, I normally have a nice cold bottle of Mountain Dew in me, but at the moment, I'm empty. That's right, no Mountain Dew. Nothing in here but a couple of quarters and a dime. A fully capable cup holder like me just carrying your loose change? Look, I'm not made for loose change. I'm made to keep Mountain Dew within reach at all times, just inches from your hand. So find the store already, grab some Dew, toss it back, then place that bottle where it belongs. Mountain Dew. Do the Dew.
Live on WVUR 95.1 and streaming at WVURTheSource.com, you're listening to the Valpo Sports Radio Network.
John Eichow, Aaron Levitt. Great to have you back. 1:33 to go. And Valpo's got a 6-point lead. Loyola is 3 of 20 from 3 in this game. Valpo's shooting 53.5% from the field.
And you have to wonder, third game in 6 days for Loyola, a trip 2/3 of the way across the country to play San Francisco, which was a good game, a game they needed to get, not having played for a while. But that's a lengthy trip, quick back and forth. Played overtime Saturday, and had the strain of having to come back from a 16-point deficit in that game.
All good points, Aaron. Yeah.
Are their legs there for this final 93 seconds? They haven't been there on the 3-point attempts so far tonight. We've seen 2 in the second half come up a good foot short of the rim.
Valpo has just battled defensively all night long. They've held Loyola to 49 points, 35% from the field, 15% from the free throw line, and they've only allowed 2 offensive rebounds to the Ramblers. All right, here we go. Set to go. Loyola ball with a minute and a half to go on the inbound to Kennedy. Kennedy with Taylor on him. He backs him all the way down. He tries to power it up. Wild shot. Loose rebound. They scramble. And it hit Kobe King and went out of bounds. And Matt Loddick says, hey, it's under 2 minutes. You can take a look at this. They're not going to take a look at it. I think we got a good look at it. It was off Kobe King. At least it appeared that way. Of course, the tough shot just couldn't grab the rebound. Williamson inbound. Comes into Knight. Knight to Kennedy. Kennedy starts to drive. He goes in, lobs it underneath the Knight, who laid it in. Well executed. And the lead down to 4. And Valpo turns it over. They trap Riedinger near the timeline, and he couldn't handle it. Valpo turns it over with 1:13 to go. Oh, boy. $15 turnover the game for Valpo. First down, Riedinger. Norris the trigger. Comes into Kennedy. Kennedy heads left. Guarded by Taylor. Kennedy starts to drive. He goes all the way to the baseline. Turned away. He's got to back it out. Schwieger. Schwieger drives in. Goes up. Blocked by Kithier to Kevion Taylor. What a play by Kithier. And Kevion Taylor calls timeout with 56 seconds to go. Unbelievable wall off by Thomas Kithier at the basket to stop that shot. And a good timeout by Kevion Taylor because you had 2, and he was in a bad spot in the corner.
Yeah, good job there, but, what defense? 4 fouls. Kithier, been strong here these last couple minutes. Valpo successfully playing 2 posts in this crucial stretch on the defensive end. Kithier, what a play there. Great all-around game from him. And coming up with a crucial play in the final minute. But, yeah, great heads-up play by Kevion, realizing the situation, realizing he didn't have the help there. You had 2 left, so use 1.
By the way, Loyola's got only 3 fouls. You certainly want to wind as much of the clock down as possible to get Loyola having only 1 shot possibility, and you've got a 2-possession lead.
Yes.
So if you do end up fouling, if you're Loyola and you end up fouling, they've got 4 fouls to take before they're in the bonus. This may be a home run ball here. Possibly a home run ball for Sheldon. Let's see. Kevion Taylor inbound. Here we go. Sheldon going deep, not open. Good decision to get it to Kithier, who was grabbed. And no call. He lost it out of bounds. They grabbed his jersey. And no call. And Loyola, they're going to take a look at this. But, Gary Maxon's got to see his jersey was being grabbed. But, Aaron, that's not going to help, though.
No,
if he sees it.
They can't review that. And we'll see here.
Aaron's going to get a better look at this replay.
Yeah, he was getting held on the backside, but it was clearly off by Thomas. But, defense come up with another stop here. You've still got a 2-score lead.
Yeah. So Valpo tried to get it in from Taylor, and Kithier was getting grabbed by Knight around the backside. Nobody saw it. And, of course, it was impossible for him to get to that inbound ball because he was being held on the play. But the ball goes. Let's take a look at this again. Right, Aaron, you got to look. He's got his arm around him?
Yeah, he's got his arm around his waist. Obviously, that part's not reviewable, but I'm not sure why it's taking so long otherwise. It's pretty clearly only one of their hands was there.
Is it possible that Gary Maxwell's trying to figure a way out of this? He sees the grab.
Unless they were looking at the clock as well. I think they put a few tenths back on.
All right, Williamson inbound, 55 seconds to go. He comes in tonight. Knight to Williamson. Williamson baseline drive. To Knight. He lays it in. 49 seconds to go. Pressure coming from Loyola. They've cut it down to 2. Kevion Taylor inbound. Comes into Edwards. And now they'll back off. And now it's Riedinger. 45 seconds to go. 20 on the shot clock, Valpo by 2. Now it's Edwards to Kithier, top of the key. 15 on the clock. Kithier to hands off to Edwards. Sheldon starts to drive baseline. Needs help. Got it to Kithier. Shot clock at 7. Kithier got fouled, and that gets a reset. Wow, 6 on the shot clock. Kithier's fouled, and that's huge because that's only the 14th foul.
And there's only a 5-second differential right now between game clock and shot clock.
And Alex tells Preston in here, he's got to work this all the way down. Kithier to inbound, Valpo by 2, 20 on the clock, shot clock, 25 on the game clock. Comes into Edwards, and he lost it out of bounds. Another Valpo turnover. Oh my goodness, they couldn't get the ball inbound.
I think they're looking here. Norris is trying to come right back in. They're going to look at to see if it was actually deflected or not. Because if it wasn't deflected, no time should have come off.
Yeah,
but that means Norris wouldn't be able to come back in unless they use a timeout, I believe.
Yeah, but it was deflected off Sheldon, right?
Yeah.
It hit his hand.
Yeah, oh, yeah, it definitely did.
Again, Valpo can't get inbounds through the physicalness of Loyola. And it hit Edwards' hands and bounced out of bounds, so Loyola's got it back. 2-point game, 24.7 seconds to go. And this will be Loyola basketball. And how much clock will they use? Again, they've been getting downhill with Kennedy. And Knight got an easy one off that dribble penetration. But can Valpo get one more stop? So Loyola ball, 24.7 seconds to go. Riedinger, Edwards, Taylor, King, and Kithier for Valpo. Norris, Kennedy, Williamson, Knight, and Hall for Loyola. We're down to the wire again for Valpo here at Gentile Arena. Williamson inbound. Valpo does foul it. It's double bonus. Norris comes quickly into the forecourt. Guarded by Riedinger. Down to 20 seconds to go. Riedinger starts to drive. He goes baseline. And a foul on Kithier. He's fouled out with 16.8 seconds to go. They said Riedinger, that's not right. It was Kithier. A little confusion there. So Kithier was fouled out. And 2 free throws for Braden Norris. Now, he's not automatic. Pretty darn good shooter, though. 13 of 17 on the year. First one is good. And one more shot coming here for Braden Norris. Actually 5 for 5 in this game. It's up, and it's good. Carolina timeout. 16.8 seconds to go. Loyola's come all the way back to tie the game. We're on a 6-0 run over the last 1 minute. And Kithier's fouled out. Boy, you want to end it right here. And it's got to be one of 2 guys, I would think. Kobe King or Ben Cricket. You've got to get those guys a touch where they can operate.
So you just ISO Kobe.
Yeah.
We've seen him have success tonight just going one-on-one.
So Valpo led by 6 with about 1:20 to go. And they've had 3 turnovers during that time. The pressure of Loyola finally getting to him. And I'll apply pressure here, you would say.
Yeah. Because now a foul doesn't hurt them.
Right. Right. So 16.8 on the clock. Matt Loudon drawing it up. Reedinger, Taylor, Edwards, Cricky, and King. I would think at least King's going to get a touch, and maybe Cricky in the post gets a touch, and you see if you can operate that way.
I'd like to see them put maybe Kevion in the opposite corner so the help comes from his man. You kick it to him for a shot. Doesn't look like they're going to pressure. They're going to let Valpo. Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, they'll put pressure on Reedinger here. Kevion Taylor will inbound. Inbound to Reedinger. 15 seconds left. They've got some fouls to get here. Reedinger comes up to the timeline. We're down to 10. Pressure from Kennedy. They just pushed him with 8.7 seconds to go. And that's 5 team fouls. So they got another one to give. Ricky's being guarded by Knight. King being guarded by Guac with 8.7 seconds to go. Inbound to King. They isolate. Down to 6. They got to go. Here comes Kobe King. He's going to penetrate. He goes up from 15. It's short. We go to overtime. So we go to overtime. Just never got into anything there. It was Kobe, but by the time he got it, really got going. Maybe you got to go a little earlier.
Yeah.
He really couldn't get a very good look. And now we go to overtime. After Valpo almost had this game put away. What a shame. So 5 minutes on the clock and no Kithier for the extra session.
The good news is no one else has 4 fouls for Valpo right now. You do have Taylor, Cricky, and King all playing with 3.
Well, that is good news. Loyola had one more foul to give. We're not even in the bonus, and Loyola in the double bonus. Cricky 2 for 3 from the field. I mean, you just got to get him some touches here. Let's say he's the most rested player out there. I think he's got an advantage on who's ever guarding him.
Yeah, he's gotten a lot in the high post, not as much here in the second half in the low block.
One of those frustrating turnovers, though, and I mean, got to be able to get the ball in bounds. And 2 opportunities where they couldn't do it. And one of them, almost not their fault, looked like Kithier was being grabbed. So we jump it up. 5 on the clock. Cricky, King, Taylor, Reedinger, and Edwards. Cricky to jump it up against Knight. So one good thing about not having Hudson in the game, Cricky easily could win this tip. Alpha played overtime against Illinois State, able to close that one out. And they turn the table. Loyola's second straight overtime game after a furious comeback. And the tip controlled by Loyola. So Norris guarded by Reedinger. As we start the extra session. Now it's Williamson. Williamson starts to drive right. Goes to Norris. He shoots a 3. It's short. And the rebound tipped. And it's a foul on Loyola. Wait, now he changed it? Gary Maxwell changed the call after he pointed. Oh, my goodness. He clearly said the foul was on Loyola. And then he changed his mind. And a Guac shoots too. 71% foul shooter. The foul was on Reedinger. So Guac's free throw. And that's off the back iron. So one more for Uguac. And he makes it. Loyola's come all the way back to take the lead.
First lead of the game for the Ramblers.
56-55. Reedinger comes into the forecourt. Out high to Taylor. They get it to King on the block with Uglak on him. Starts to back his way down. Backs his way all the way down. Faking, goes up. And he got fouled. And Kobe King gets 2 shots. 2 free throws coming for Kobe King. .428 left in the extra session. King's free throw. Good. And Valpo's tied it up. 15 for King. 2 of 3 from the line. Boy made them both. That was huge. And Valpo by 1. 4:25 left here in the extra session. Norris comes into the forecourt to Williamson. Williamson waits. Edwards on him. Williamson has left. Cut off. Goes down to Hall. Hall holding. Now to Uglak. Uglak's pass to the corner. Norris. He drives it underneath. Reversed it up. No. Fouled in by Knight and a foul on Riedinger. And Knight a chance for a 3-point play. And now Riedinger's got 4. Knight missed the free throw and Edwards the rebound. So Valpo down 1 now. 4 minutes left in overtime. 58-57. Out high, Cricky. Down the perimeter to Edwards. Edwards on the move. Covered up to Riedinger. Now to Taylor. They get it to Cricky in the post. Double team comes. Dribbles out of it to Taylor. Taylor cut off. Skip it over to Riedinger. He backs it out. Shot clock down to 5. Taylor a shot fake and a dribble drive. He goes up inside and finish. Davion Taylor, shot clock winding down. Big time finish. Valpo up 59-58. Now 3.5 to go. Norris between the circles. Skips it over right side. Williamson, he launches a 3 and knocks it in. Loyola by 2. 3:10 to go. Now it's Edwards to Cricky. Cricky waits. Here's King with Uglak on him. Now Edwards. Edwards, Knight on him on the switch. Edwards takes him, driving, hanging, puts it up and in! What a shot! Sheldon Edwards. Valpo ties the game at 61.
We need a stop here.
Norris into the forecourt. Dribbles between the circles. Riedinger right there. Norris came through a screen. Now to Hall. Hall to Norris. Norris driving. Goes up inside and scored. Loyola by 2. 2:30 to go. Now it's Edwards out high to Riedinger. Riedinger waits. Cricket the ball screen. Now he pops out. Edwards shot clock at 15. Valpo down 2. Here's Riedinger. Riedinger between the circles. Taylor. Taylor has Williamson on him. Now it's King. King spin dribble into a double team. Nearly lost it. Backs it up. Fires a deep one. It's Wild. Cricky had the rebound but couldn't corral it. And with 2 minutes to go, Loyola's got the lead in the ball. Norris into the forecourt. Loyola timeout. 1:54 left. Full timeout. We keep it here. Aaron, you hit it on the head. All those stops during the game, and now you can't get a stop, obviously, when you really need it.
Yeah, Loyola, scored on, I believe it's 5 of their 6 possessions here in overtime so far, and Valpo just unable to get anything going that possession. Even their scores, 2 possessions before, were tough scores. Meanwhile, Loyola getting easier looks here in overtime.
It's Norris, whenever there's a switch, trying to make something happen. Twice he's gone in dribble penetration and created. Meanwhile, Valpo, it's tough to get any space offensively against Loyola. The basket by Kevion Taylor was not easy. The other one's Kobe King trying to operate. Loyola's taking everything away. And here's where kind of Kithier distributing is missed right now, and it's making a lot of one-on-one basketball for Valpo.
And the one-on-one not ideal here. And I mean, you think back to the little things, it gets to overtime. You know, a tie game, every little thing hurts you. 2 technical fouls during regulation. That's a killer. Not being able to get the ball inbounds in the final minutes of regulation is a killer. But now it's crunch time. Now it's like, okay, you're in this position, down 2, 154 to go. Someone's got to step up, get a stop, and then on the offensive end, someone's got to make something happen.
Yes, the stop has to come first. It's been tough getting stops. And Loyola, as Aaron's talked about, they're 3 for 3 on their last 3 shots here in the overtime. And with 1:54 to go in the extra session, Valpo desperately needing a stop. Loyola in a position they haven't been in all game long, a 2-point lead in the ball. As Valpo's led throughout. And Valpo dig down one more time. First things first, you need to get a stop. Kennedy will inbound. Kennedy to trigger out there with his block. Norris, Williamson, and Knight. The ball comes in tonight. Knight 2 dribbles now to Kennedy. Drives on Edwards. Cut off. Backs it out. Still on the bounce, Kennedy. Shot clock down to 12 here. Kennedy again looks to drive. He does. He powers his way inside. Came up short. And Cricky grabs a big rebound. And back comes Valpo, down 2. Radinger has it into the forecourt with 90 seconds to go. Now Taylor to Cricky. Knight right up on Cricky. Cricky waits. Hands it off to Radinger. Bobbles. Controls near the timeline. Screen from Cricky. Radinger shoots a deep 3. And he makes it! Preston Radinger has given Valpo the lead with 1:15 to go. Norris into the forecourt. Oh, for a stop here. Norris standing, dribble deep right side. Now he's covered up. On the move, Williamson goes up inside. Sheldon Edwards ripped it away. Into the forecourt. Here comes Sheldon. Now he's closing up. Under a minute to go. Valpo the lead and the ball. Now Radinger gets it. Comes to get it with 50 seconds to go. Cricky a touch at the top. He faces up. Ball deflected to King. 45 on the clock. Cricky sets the ball screen. King moves towards the lane. Cut off. Back it up Taylor. A shot fake. He got bumped. And a huge 1-and-1 coming up for Kevion Taylor with 38.5 seconds to go. So Kevion Taylor, 72%. He's been a great free throw shooter throughout his career. Monster 1-and-1 with 38.5 to go. Front end. Took it. Dead center from Kevion Taylor, his 13th point. And Valpo by 2. One more. That is the huge one. It rims it. So Kevin's giving Valpo a 3-point lead. And Norris will take it up. He'll take a timeout now. 36.1 second to go. Loyola has not shot threes very well. You wonder, Aaron, would they try for a quick 2? They're 4 of 22 from beyond the arc.
I mean, they've had success getting downhill here, late second half and overtime. You know, Valpo defense might Valpo switch it up. We've seen them kind of defend those post ball screens up top the same way all night. Might they switch things up here, try to throw the Ramblers off. Obviously, Norris has done a good job finding those posts on the roll when Cricky comes out to help on the perimeter. Do they change that up, or do they just play straight out? You know, the defense worked the first 35 minutes or so of the game. They're right here. Yeah, Loyola is 4 of 22 from behind the arc. Williamson hit one a moment ago. Norris is their best 3-point shooter. McGuire will inbound. He comes into Norris. Norris to Williamson. Williamson holding deep left side. Now the screen from Knight. Williamson gives up the dribble. He goes to Uguak. Uguak a shot fake. Now it's Norris, a deep 3. And he made it with 24 seconds to go. Norris ties the game. Edwards into the forecourt. Now Lennox has spread it out. Standing dribble from Sheldon Edwards. 12 on the clock. Williamson gives him the room. Now we're down to 8. Edwards, standing dribble. 5 seconds.
Here comes Edwards. A deep, deep three. It was blocked, and it goes out of bounds. And Sean Edwards says he got fouled. And we go to a second overtime. So, Rebel did have one timeout. They didn't want Loyola to set their defense up, I guess. I thought Sean Edwards maybe got fouled on that. But as it is, I think you got to do better than that shot.
Yeah. Pull up, especially again with Williamson guarding. I mean, that's not the guy you want to try to ISO most of the time.
So a huge three from Braden Norris. And Valpo unable to convert. And we go to another overtime. And again, now you got to worry about the foul situation. Readinger's got 4. Taylor Cricky King with 3. But to another overtime we go.
And the question becomes, if Readinger does foul out, do you bring DeVero back in off the bench, or do you bring Aaron Gordon and have either Gordon or, maybe Edwards or King run the point ostensibly?
Well, I think we'll worry about that when we get to it. Well, again, Valpo unable to close it out. Tied at 66, and they had plenty of time. I know Matt talking about this similar situation, and he doesn't want to use the timeout, let the defense get sacked. Wants to play an open court situation, but they never got anything going. And Sheldon Edwards ended up having a 3 that was blocked, and unfortunately go to another overtime. And again, you're playing without Kippy and you're playing without Trevor Anderson too. So Cricket to jump it up against Knight. Here we go, overtime number 2.
Interesting, Williamson not out there to start the second overtime for the Ramblers.
Yep, you're right. It was a bad toss and a benefit for Valpo as Cricket got an easy tip back to Readinger. Cricket holds between the circles. Knight on him. Now to Taylor. Taylor thought about a 3. He's got Schwieger on him. He goes off to King. King looks to drive. He does. He came to the lane, had it knocked free and stolen away. And Braden Norris the loose ball. Norris to Kennedy. Guarded by Edwards. Now to Schwieger. Schwieger holding, and now it's Knight. Knight faces up. To right side Norris. Deep 3, and he made another one. Braden Norris quiet all night, and now he's hit 2 threes. 1 to tie it, and 1 to put Loyola up by 3 as we're in the second overtime, and now you need a basket. Can't give him this big momentum swing. Taylor holding deep left side. They get it to King. King's got Hall on him. King starts to back his way down. He came to the middle, back out high, Readinger. Now Readinger coming down the lane. Dumped it underneath Cricky. Cricky fakes. Got to throw back out high. Deep 3 from Taylor. Good! Kevion Taylor with a bomb to tie the game with 3:50 to go. Good patience by Valpo. And Kevion Taylor knocks down a monster triple. Boy, has he come up big for Valpo. Up to 17. He's 6 of 8 from the field. Norris in the forecourt. He heads right. Cricky pops out. Now to Hall. Pass knocked free, but it goes right to Hall. And now Norris. Swinging over right side. It's Kennedy. Shot clock to 10. Back out high Norris. Norris with Cricky on him. Back to Kennedy. Baseline drive. Went up and scored. Gave up the baseline, and Kennedy took advantage. And Loyola by 2 with 3:10 to go. Out high Taylor. Taylor holds 30 feet from the basket. Now he puts it on the floor. He hands it off to Readinger. Readinger with 3 on the clock. To Kobe King. Kobe starts to back down. He does. Needs help. Spins all the way baseline. Skip it over to Cricky. Cricky starts to drive. Came to the middle. Had it knocked free. And Schwieger the loose ball. And he hands it off to Norris. 2:40 to go. Loyola by 2 and the ball. Norris standing dribble. Off a ball screen. Starts to drive. Peels back. Now to Kennedy. Kennedy with 2.5 to go. Shot clock to 12. It's Norris now. Another deep 3. And he buried another one. Now Lonica timeout. Loyola by 5. Braden Norris again. What's happening, Valpo's switching, and they end up with a big player. It's been Cricket a couple of times on Norris, and Cricket doesn't want to have him go by, so he just gets out a high hand, not right up on him, and Norris is taking advantage. Give him credit, he's made the shots.
And most of the time today, when Cricket has shown on that, he has time to recover. Loyola's done a good job here in overtime of Knight getting in the lane immediately, so Reedinger has to go with him, or else the easy lob down to Knight's there. Reedinger goes with him. That leaves Cricket out one-on-one with Norris.
Well, now we got 2:24 to go and a 5-point Valpo deficit. By the way, this isn't the only Valley game that went to overtime tonight, right?
Yeah, the UNI Indiana State game over there in Iowa. UNI rallied from a 17-point second-half deficit to force overtime, eventually won 80-74. Indiana State played that game with just 7 players in uniform. Northern Iowa coming out with a 6-point win in the extra session.
Loyola by 5. And by now every possession crucial with just 2:24 to go. Ray Norris, by the way, was really ice cold for much of the game. 3 straight threes, and he made those big free throws as well. He's 6 for 6 from the line. Valpo down by 5, 2:20 to go. Fricky to Reedinger. You need a basket. Now it's Edwards. Edwards to Taylor. Shot fake. Dribble drive. Threw it out to Reedinger. Now Edwards. He shoots a deep contested 3. It's in! Sheldon Edwards, what a shot. And that keeps Valpo in this game. A deep contested 3 to cut it to 2 with under 2 to go. Norris in the forecourt, guarded by Reedinger. Now to Knight. You need a stop. Here comes Uglak to Norris. Norris tries to turn the corner. Reedinger pops out on him. Shot clock down to 12 as Hall holds. Now he goes to drive. He does pass deflected. Reedinger loose ball. Edwards got a piece of that. So Valpo within 2 in the ball now. It's Edwards. And he backs it out. They reload. Now Taylor. 90 seconds to go. Reedinger. Reedinger to Taylor. Taylor holding. Pop it out Cricky. Cricky waits. Now Reedinger. Shot clock to 12. He's on the perimeter. Reedinger driving. He hangs inside. Flips it up wildly. No, Knight goes down. It's going to be a travel, I think. It's going to be Valpo ball. They haven't reset the shot clock here, but they should, right? I thought if it's a travel, you had to have possession, right? Shot clock goes to 20 because the ball never crossed over the timeline. It's a weird rule. Reedinger will inbound with 1:17 to go. Valpo down by 2 here in the overtime. Inbound to Cricky. Hands it off to Reedinger. Reedinger to Edwards. A shot fake, and now he backs it up. 15 on the clock. He starts to drive. And he comes down the middle. And he hangs a high shot. No. Loose rebound to Hall. And now Norris. And now he need a stop. A minute to go. And a timeout Loyola. 57.8 seconds to go. Shot clock winding down. Sheldon Edwards trying to make something happen. And he couldn't get that hanger to go. Just out short on the front rim.
It was a good job by Knight helping over into the lane for Loyola, forcing the high arcing shot from Sheldon to avoid the block.
So now Loyola's in the position of the 2-point lead. The position kind of like Valpo was in at the end of regulation and in the first overtime. 1 possession game with the ball under a minute to go. 23 on the shot clock. Just got to get a stop here. Valpo's got 1 timeout left. Loyola's got 1 timeout left. Up on 9 of 20 from 3. And still shooting great for the game, 55%. Loyola will inbound from in front of the bench. Hall will trigger. Hall, Norris, Williamson, Uglak, and Knight. Inbound to Norris. Norris heads left. They go to Williamson with Edwards on him. Williamson holds. Now he puts it on the floor. Goes to Norris, a deep, deep three, and he made another one. Loyola by 5. 46 seconds to go. You got to hurry. Want to get a shot off really quickly here. Radinger to King. Kobe with it now. Off to Cricky. Cricky waits. Goes to Edwards. Edwards trying to get free. Now he's driving, attacking. Euro steps and scores with 30 seconds to go. That cuts it to 3. Got a pressure. Goes to Norris. Still in the backcourt. They don't want to foul him, but he won't get the ball up. And it's deflected out of bounds with 22 seconds left. And now Kennedy and Schwieger are going to come in the game. Hall's going to come out. Knight's going to come out. Well, let's see. They got way too many guys on the court. Nobody's actually coming out. We got 6 guys on the court, right? Now Knight comes off. 22 seconds to go. Williamson will inbound. Loyola by 3. Williamson inbound. They can't get it in. They can't get it in. Oh, they just got the timeout. That is their last timeout. With 22 seconds to go. High drama here at Gentile Arena. 22 seconds left. Aaron Gordon's going to come in the game here. Cricky's going to come out. Try to get as much speed out on the court here. Hope you get a steal. Steal the inbounds. And then you would maybe need a 3 if you can get that. If you foul, it's a 2-shot situation, and they've got all their free throw shooters, their best free throw shooters in the game.
And that's what that out of bounds allowed them to do there. Get those guys in the game, and I think right now you just got to foul as quick as possible and try to extend the game as much as possible here.
Norris is 6 for 6 from the line in this game. Kendi 2 for 2, Hall 2 for 2. And the guys who could foul would have been Knight, but he's been taken out of the game. Schwieger's 82%. They don't want to foul him. I think I tell them just to foul Hall before the ball comes ever inbounds. But of course, Aaron, you could try to deny the inbound, maybe get a steal. Williamson inbound, goes all the way to Kennedy, and he's fouled by Sheldon Edwards.
So first foul.
It is, I know. Marquise Kennedy, 73%. A lot of pressure here. 20 seconds. You've got time for a couple possessions. So 2 big free throws for Kennedy. If he makes 1, obviously it's 2 possessions. And he made the first. Rolling out 16 to 20 from the free throw line. It's a 4-point game. 1 more foul shot for Kennedy. He made them both. So 2 possessions. You don't need a 3, but you'd love one here. Inbound Edwards. Edwards races it up. Got to get up a shot pretty quick to get it to Taylor. Kevin on shot fake, steps over for 3, and that's off. Rebound in the corner, Reedinger. We're down to 9 seconds. Now Kobe King for 3. That's no good. Offensive rebound, Taylor. And he landed out of bounds with 5 seconds to go. And Loyola's going to escape. And the look of total disappointment already on the face of Matt Loddick, and you can't blame him. 3 years in a row here, Valpo had a chance to beat Loyola, and this was their best opportunity. Williamson inbound. Comes into Hall, who's fouled, which is 4.1 seconds to go. Loyola's going to pull out another overtime win. What a shame. Opportunities at the end of regulation with those turnovers. They're not able to really get good possessions at the end of regulation and overtime. Ball's free throw. Good. And one more coming. 80-74 Ramblers. This one's short. We had a lane violation. There's really nobody on the line. No reason for a lane violation. The clock ran down to 3.7. We'll put 4.1 back on the clock, but it's immaterial now. Valpo's going to lose their second straight heartbreak. All made them both. And down to Reedinger. They'll race it up. They'll shoot a three at the buzzer. It's off the mark. So Loyola wins it 81-74. Absolute heartbreak for Valpo. They led throughout the entire point of regulation. Could not close it out. And then they had a 3-point lead near the end of the first overtime. And that's where Braden Norris took over this game. With a big three to tie it. Valpo never got a real shot at the end of that first overtime. And Braden Norris kept hitting threes in the second overtime. And he slammed the door. And Loyola wins it 81-74. What a heartbreak. Second straight heartbreaking loss for Valpo. They lose 81-74. Postgame's coming up next. Postgame show brought to you at Lakeshore Bone and Joint, official team physicians of Valpo Athletics. Complete rundown coming up of all the numbers after Loyola knocks off Valpo in overtime, 81-74. Second straight overtime win for the Ramblers. Back in 1 minute. This is a 1 minute timeout on the Valpo Sports Network.